All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Well, I've never fucking seen that before. I really I really don't even know what to say, you guys. I usually try to be positive, try to be all bubbly, but I saw some things that really kind of disturbed me tonight, and I don't know how to fully get this out, honestly. So I'm glad Ahmed's here. Ahmed's gonna talk us off the cliff because I'm hanging off the cliff with my news right now, you guys. Cardinals lose to the Packers Thursday Night Football. He's on Fire podcast. Let's go.
Urkavici sets, looks up, and it is caught! Dylan Strong! Blitz coming, Matthews, Palmer extending the play.
No. We're not listening to that Cardinal stuff. No, pass through that. No.
Crowder looking, throws it alley-oop. Oh! He puts it down! They're getting a little wobbly. The downfield shot out of you. The front base. They won't get it. Center field. The Diamondbacks are world champions.
Frustrating. Especially to have it be one of our only game on national TV thus far. Ahmed, I'm just gonna make you go full screen, dude, because you said you want to talk people off the ledge, and nobody wants to hear me anymore. Take it away.
Look, we shouldn't even be talking about this game as a possible win. Going at 4:46 on the clock in the fourth quarter. We made, I don't know how many stops, 6 stops, 7 stops, 7 stops there on that goal line. And, Kyler Murray, there was a deflection interception. There was a fumble muff punt thing that Rondale Moore did, which is, inexcusable. But look, dude, the things average out, right? So I don't know if you guys saw The Ringer. The Ringer had a really good article about the Cardinals. Are these guys for real? And it basically started out saying no, and then it ended up saying yes. And after this game, yes, they are for real. Because if you give Kyler Murray the ball on the half-yard line, he can still win the game for you at any point. Like, he just needs the ball last. And I don't know what A.J. Green was doing on the last play, so I'm not going to chalk it up to Kyler. I think he made the correct throw. A.J. Green, I don't, it's inexcusable, but at the same time, Hopkins was hurt. He was a decoy on that play. And, the defense really showed up. Like, this is a goal line stand defense. Like, their speed, especially on some of those screen plays, when it started to matter in the fourth quarter, they were just, there was yardage there, and they were closing the gap. I still believe in this team, man. And I know J.J. Watt, if he was in the game, we would have had an opportunity to he would have stuffed a little bit of the run on the inside. I think he would have, because of those double teams that he takes up would have stopped some plays. Chandler Jones, Marcus Golden, where were they? They disappeared. They're on the COVID list, I guess. I don't know where they are. Jalen Thompson had a great game. Byron Murphy didn't have a good game. But everybody else played pretty well. And, considering the situation, I mean, Zach Allen made some plays. Jordan Hicks made some critical plays. So, I still believe in this team, man. Like, I just hope we're healthy. That's my biggest concern is health. Kyler Murray's health, hamstring issues with Hopkins. Like, you always worry about hamstring things. But, like, he's, like, hurt in the game and he's still making plays like in single coverage. So it's just like, I'm really excited for what this team can do, because the Packers, yes, they ran the ball down our throat. They really didn't throw the ball down the field, and I think that was kind of by design, because
there was the one play to like Kanyan, and that's when he busted his knee.
Yeah, and he's a trusted receiver. All those guys are not trusted as other than Cobb. And I was thinking we got to double Cobb every time in the goal line in those finals, 7 or 8 plays down there. But I mean, national media is going to say tomorrow that the Packers are better than the Cardinals, but I don't think we got the real game plan we'd see from them, and I don't think they saw the real game plan that they would see from us. So it'll be determined in the playoffs who's better.
Here's what's funny. The total yardage of that game was Green Bay 335, Arizona 334.
Yeah.
3 turnovers by the
I mean, if you told if I said to you that we would lose a turnover battle by 2 and still have a chance to win the game with 10 seconds.
I know.
Right?
I know. And
I'm taking out the whole goal line sequence. That goal line sequence is incredible.
I'll definitely hand it to them for that. 100%. The things that really worried me this game was total play 72 to 55 in favor of Green Bay. Oh, I got to get this banner up. Excuse me. And then it was the time of possession, 37-35 to 22 minutes and 25 seconds. That's a 15-minute difference right there. That's so huge. You lose the total plays and you lose the possession and you lose the turnovers, but yeah, you still have a chance to win. I get that. Here's my thing. Here's why I'm jumping off the ledge right now. Stockholm syndrome. Number one, and first and foremost, the news of JJ Watt. First off, we saw that JJ Watt was a huge presence on this defensive line. That is so apparent. That this was a night and day defensive line from what we've seen when we had all those dudes out for COVID, but with JJ Watt. It was night and day.
Counterpoint to that, it was on short notice. So they really didn't get to game plan stunts, because they've been really good with stunts this year. I think this, and we saw how many injuries that both teams took in this game. And by the way, I fucking hate Thursday night games. I hate them, because this is what happens. You get a sloppy game. You get a bunch of injured players. This happened to be a really entertaining game, but most of them are not.
Well, a lot of injured players. You saw our backup running back. I forget the guy's name that went
John
limp.
Ward.
Yep. That went limp. And then
prayers to that guy, by the way.
Dude, seriously, the Packers returner. You saw Tanyan go out. Kyler Murray fucking limping at the end of the game, and then D-Hop with his hamstring.
Yep. And Tanyan,
which by the way, there is a few reports that already said that Cliff Kingsbury doesn't think it's serious, by the way, for Kyler Murray, but I'm a little worried the way he was limping off, by the way.
He always does it, though. He limps off. I mean, this is that critical part of the season where we got to keep him healthy. And
okay, everybody's coming out in the media saying this is not on one guy. This is not on one guy. No one's blaming AJ Green. James Conner shared that sentiment, the coaching staff so far. So I like the post-game talk that we're hearing, but keep going. I'm just gonna interrupt you if I see something that's
that's fine. Do it. Rondale Moore, he made a couple plays at the end of the game, but he did not have a very good game. He caused three. He got, luckily the defense saved him, but they ended up only with 3 points. But that was a big situation. Chase Edmonds on that throw, and I have to go back and look at it, but it looked like Kyler couldn't really see who was open. He just kind of threw it up, and Edmonds, he just kind of tapped it up and it was intercepted. But even then, I saw Kyler make at least 2 throws to Ertz where I was like, if Ertz doesn't catch that, it's going to be picked. Either someone's going to get it directly, or he's going to deflect it and it's going to be picked, because he was throwing it in like 3-man coverage, double coverage, with a safety over the top. So Kyler, I mean, for the downfalls that Kyler had in this game, he made some incredible throws, as he always does. That on his back foot throw to Hop, which, let me talk about that play. That's not face mask. There's no way that's face mask. I've seen James Conner and Derrick Henry
So many people grab it and throw them down.
literally punch guys in the helmet, like punch them in the helmet. And how is that a penalty when he's running away from the guy? Like, you know what I mean? So either way we scored, it doesn't matter. That really is like, doesn't really matter at this point, but hopefully that doesn't impact us in the future. But yeah, I mean, go ahead.
This is why I'm jumping off the ledge now, other than, Justin James Watt being out and our defensive line looking outmatched in almost every facet until it comes down to goal line stands, which at the end of the game, being able to do that is very impressive. Yes. But we got gashed time and time and time again and again and then again. And I think Aaron Jones just got another first down, by the way.
Troy Aikman kept saying on the broadcast that
I muted the broadcast at about.
By the way, how do you watch it? I watched it on Amazon. How'd you watch it?
YouTube TV.
YouTube. Okay. So the Amazon broadcast is a little different because you can go. I think YouTube does the same thing where you can go back to plays and stuff, which is kind of cool. It's different.
Yeah, I just let it run, just kind of like old ways, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can go back on plays. But Troy Aikman kept saying like, "Oh, his legs are so strong, he's running through people." And I saw bad tackling. I don't know if you saw
bad tackles after bad tackles.
And I know JJ, shout out to JJ, he's a can't make it, but he mentioned like on that one first down run, he saw 2 holds. I definitely saw 1 hold, where Aaron Jones broke that 16-yard run, I think on like 3rd and 1 or whatever it was, 4th and 1. But like, yeah, there was a lot of holds that weren't called. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't called. I mean, this is how the playoffs are going to go.
Yes,
these are playoff games.
This is it. But the defensive line, the tackling issues, Cliff Kingsbury getting too damn cute again, doing all this stuff. The offensive line was horrible. Tell me
about Cliff Kingsbury though. Tell me about
the play calling. We're going on 8-minute drives for the Packers.
Yeah.
And we're going on the other side doing 3-and-out stuff and trying to do cute stuff instead of just trying to run the ball. No.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of him doing that. And that happened 2 critical times. Rondale Moore, in my opinion, single-handedly lost this game. He gives up the muff kick, and then because he takes it out of the end zone, we get to the 15-yard line or the 10-yard. Was it the 10 or the 15-yard line that we got it to?
It was 15.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then, that throws us out of rhythm already to begin with. And it gives us 2 negative plays, and that immediately leads to an interception. The bad tackling, the poorest offensive line play, Cliff Kingsbury's calling, and he didn't adjust till the second half, but we're kind of expected him to do that, right? He's actually pretty good at adjustments coming out in the second half. But those first 2 drives, man, those were killer. Those were killer first 2 drives. And to go 3-and-out right when we start, give them the ball, have them take it all the way down and do something like killer drives. And we couldn't get first downs when we needed them.
So I'm going to
extend it when we needed them.
So I'm going to reference that Ringer article. Basically what they were saying is that the Cardinals are pretty much shit on first and second down. Have you read that article, by the way?
Nope.
You should check it out. So they're basically
But I know where you're going because it's totally true.
Yeah, they're shit on first and second down, and they're unbelievable on third down. And if you remember, that Hopkins play was on third down, that 55-yard play where you should have scored. So, and there was, I think there was like another like 3rd and 17 or something where he made another throw. But I mean, the team, and then what they basically said about the Cardinals was that they stop teams on first and second down, and then they play zone coverage on third down. That works against Davis Mills. It doesn't work against Aaron Rodgers. And especially it doesn't work when you give up 7-yard runs on the first down or 7-yard runs on the second down, right? So the 3rd and short situation, that's what's killing them right now. Or the 3rd and short situation against, and the thing is they have to prepare for this because if they're playing these level of quarterbacks, I don't think they can play zone on third down. And when they played man, Rodgers pretty much went to screenplays or like little
a lot of screenplays.
Yeah, little quick outs with 3 receivers on one side. He was just checking: is there 4 defensive backs on that side? There's only 3 or 2 in zone, so I'm just gonna throw it out there and see what happens, right? But we got to get pressure on the quarterback. Like, we did not get pressure on Aaron Rodgers.
Chandler Jones, dude. Can we talk about him? Can we call his ass out?
Yeah.
Our
Marcus
pass
Golden
rush
had just as many sacks as he has.
Yep. Our pass rush was just fine without him last year. When he was out the last game or two, our pass rush seemed to be just fine. Of course, you could always generate more pressure. And then JJ Watt goes out, Chandler Jones is back, and Chandler Jones doesn't do anything. He's the guy that's supposed to step up.
No, but I'm
is
saying,
the
like,
dude
for sure, but he should step up. But like last year it was Reddick, right? Like Reddick had like some ridiculous number where he had like 9 sacks in like 2 games or something.
Right. And Gardeck, and then until he got hurt.
Exactly. So if Golden's not showing up and Chandler Jones doesn't show up, I think the only sack we got was Zach Allen, right? I'm pretty sure.
That little half-yard sack?
That little bullshit, like almost horse collar sack that he.
No, let me double check, but I think you're right.
So we need more interior linemen. I heard a rumor that Fletcher Cox is available.
I've heard that.
What do you think? 5th round, 6th round pick? Fuck it, dude. As long as it's not a first round pick.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. We need some pressure in the middle.
I don't care. Yeah, there were a lot of holds. I get that, but they didn't call a lot of penalties on each side. We had 6 and they had 5.
Yeah.
I just look, man, the JJ Watt thing was just a real killer. And I thought they were going to come out with additional energy knowing that this is for JJ or, some rah BS. And they came out and just looked completely anemic. They couldn't get off their blocks either. It was just an atrocious day for the defensive line. The offense, Josh Jones played horrible. Josh Jones is almost needs to be benched. The offensive line
whoever
played
the backup
porous.
for Max Garcia is garbage too.
Yep. I can't wait to get Rodney Hudson back. Hopefully we'll get him back next week. Kyler had no time. So bad defensive line play, bad offensive line play. JJ Watt out for the season. D-Hop coming limp. A hamstring isn't just he'll be fine next week or play through it. No, dude, that shit can tear up real.
But we have 10 days though. We have 10 days.
Right. Shoot, sit him again. It ain't worth it. Sit him again and make sure he's fully healed, like fully. Don't risk anything with it. And that's what's scary. Kyler Murray limping and all of this, and we still have a chance to win. I get it, but there were so many bad things that went down. And then you couple this with everything that's kind of going on with the Suns and the Robert Sarver situation, which is funny. We still don't have a report on that yet. Losing to Harrison Barnes last night, looking just anemic at times. You just kind of roll everything together now in the state. It's just amazing how in the last 24 to 48 hours, like it's coming crumbling down. And this is why I'm not talking a whole lot of shit when we're 7-0. And I keep saying all this guarantees is a 7-11 record or 7-10 record, however many football games there are, because things like this can happen. And you have a bad offensive line and bad whatever, it just can pop just like that. So Arizona sports fans, man, shut your fucking mouth until we win something. Winning the 2021, the 2001 World Series ain't shit right now. No one cares. And that's all we have. Yeah. Keep your mouth shut until we win. Suns and 4 guy was literally probably one of the funniest and worst things to happen during that time, considering we lost 4 straight. And then dude with his money in the stands was such a terrible look.
That was the worst.
That shit like that just pisses me off. So I'm down right now, dude. I'm down. Anybody in the chat wanna pipe us up too as well too? Westville, thank you for coming in, man. Or woman, I don't know you. I'm sorry. They should go for Quinnen Williams from the Jets. See, something like that would hype me up.
That would work.
I'd give up a 2nd round pick for that dude. He's a former
first round pick. I don't know about 2nd round, but
he's a former 1st round pick, and he was like number 4 on win rate with run defense behind JJ Watt and like 2 other dudes that are right up there. So you get a young dude like that.
Why would they give him up though?
Because they're rebuilding. He's pissed off. The Jets do so many dumb things, dude. You can go and get these dudes.
I mean, that's true. I mean, how do you get? I mean, that's a beauty.
We got DeAndre Hopkins for a 2nd rounder. Why can't we get Quinnen Williams? Right.
But that's my point. Like Keim has pulled some magic out of a hat to get to get.
I mean, you're gonna be what is last year Kyler Murray's final year of the deal, right?
Yeah.
Next year's the last year.
Yeah.
You don't want to be bringing on any more rookies, right? I mean, you're gonna want vets. You're gonna be in complete win now mode, 1 year contracts next year, right?
I mean, that's why they traded for Ertz. Like they
I mean, let's be honest. If this is JJ Watt that we know, he signed a 2-year deal. He'll come next year, and then he'll be gone. So that money will be out the book, so that you can go get K1's deal. But you don't want other rookies right now. You want JJ Watt. You want Quinnen Williams. You want to get 1-year contracts next year if this year doesn't work out. That's the type of move you do, bro.
No, and
that
that's
really
what
is.
the Rams have been doing. If you've noticed, like they just trade picks and they just acquire talent and they max those guys out and they're like, fuck it, we're all in.
Yeah. Oh, this is. It doesn't feel like we're 7-1. No, it's not that bad, but it doesn't feel like we're 7-1 considering all the things that just happened in the last 24 to 48 hours.
But okay, let me put it this way. So there was, games last year where we missed a kick, right? Zane Gonzalez would miss. I think he lost us the Miami game, whatever game.
Right.
So, and I mentioned earlier that we had 12 fumbles on offense and we recovered 11 of them. Like that is really fucking lucky. So we've been lucky to this point. Things are coming back to average now. So is this team going to end up like 15-2? No. But are they going to be like a 1 or 2 seed in the NFC with like a 13-4 or something? Yeah, they will. 100%. Because Kyler Murray, if he has the ball with 2 minutes to go, there's always a chance that we're going to win that game. The fact that we were down, or we gave up 2 turnovers before the last interception, and we had that goal line stand. Like I guarantee if you went to ESPN and the probability would be like 99.9% we were going to lose that game, right? And and I guarantee you when we got the ball at the 7-yard line or whatever it was that we had it, it was like a probably 98% chance this game's going to overtime. And it is what it is. I mean, was that 4th down when we went on that play, or was that 3rd? Where he threw the pick.
100% sure, to be honest with you. I'm having a hard time remembering right now.
I has to be 3rd down. It has to be.
AZ Sports Guy in the house. What is going on, man? You guys should follow his YouTube channel. Oh man, I just realized my He's on Fire account isn't following him. Subscribed. You've got 259 subs now, bro. Sorry I didn't get you. He makes a lot of videos too. Big hockey guy. I'm sure he's a Cardinals guy. If you're a Cardinals fan, bro, you want to come on into the to StreamYard, we'll get you in. AZ Sports Guy, if you want to hop on in, just send it in there and I can send you a DM. But go on what you were saying, Amit.
No, I mean that's it. Like I just think that I don't know if it was 4th or 3rd down, but if we kick the field goal, we go to overtime. What do you think happens if we go to overtime? Let me ask that question.
Rondale Moore muffs a punt. Kyler Murray gets sacked on 1st down. Another thing that was really frustrating, Kyler Murray ran on that drive and got a 1st down with about 44 seconds left. And he just started walking back, and they were just lazily walking back, and they lost like 16, 17, 18 seconds just on that. And then that was huge. So I think a lot of the play calling from that point on, and then they ran a screen play or a draw play to Chase Edmonds, and then they had to burn a timeout. That was awful. That wasted so much time, dude. Like you waste 25 to 35 seconds doing that, going down there. That affects the play calling. That affects what you're going to do. Because, okay, now you have to go in the end zone instead of trying to call something here, something there. And Chase Edmonds only got 6, 7, 8 yards. It wasn't that much.
I thought that they were going to spike it on that play and then keep the timeout so they could have some options. But once they called that timeout, I'm like, fuck, now we have to go for end zone every play. That's it. Because there's only like 15 seconds left or something, right? So
yeah, and
go ahead.
Oh, read that. That's what sucks too. It's just hearing that shit.
Let them be happy. Let them be happy, man.
And look, for those listening, Westville left a comment. I know we shouldn't care, but the media is loving this, and there's going to be a lot of it. A lot of I told you so's tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, look,
okay,
dude,
I feel you.
They've been hating on us the entire season. They said that the Buffalo Bills were better than us because they had 2 losses that were quality losses that were better than the 7 wins that we had. Meanwhile, we're the only undefeated team in the NFL.
It's true. And if they won, it would have been, or if we won, it's because they didn't have Devontae Adams and that kind of thing. And I kind of want to reply to what Jay was saying in our personal text and in the chat a little bit about he hates the way that the Packers were playing and this was BS type of football or whatever. Not trying to call you out, bro. I'm just saying, like, when they don't have wide receivers and their tight end goes down and all they got are their running backs and their O-line, I thought Green Bay played the perfect game.
They did.
Really, really did.
I mean, it's like saying, like,
I give credit.
Well, Derrick Henry's a bitch or something, or Tennessee's bitches. They're not. They know what works, right? It's working. Like, yeah, I those little screenplays and things were really surprising for a guy like Aaron Rodgers to be making, but I understand because he can't throw it in those windows, and we saw that. How many drops they have? At least 3 drops I saw. That these receivers aren't going to be able to make those catches. So it's just like, yeah, we got to play a conservative game plan. If we can move the ball, and it seemed to be working the entire game, and they didn't have any turnovers, that why would you change that?
34 rushes for 151 yards. So, like, I'll give them credit. Like, there wasn't any 20, 30, 40-yard gash runs or nothing like that. It was 3, 4, 5, 6 yarders over and over and over. Fucking over. Oh God, Aaron Jones just got another first down, by the way. It's the second one since we've been on the podcast. And
props to Marco Wilson for that, forcing that fumble, because like that was a touchdown for sure.
Yep. And there was another good play on a third down that went to the right side, and I think it was Byron Murphy knocked it out. Knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah. No PI. Yeah. No, there was. I mean, like, I think we know what this team is at this point. And it is like it's going to bend a little bit on defense. But when it comes to goal line short situations, they're good because of the speed. But we got to find a way to get pressure, because we're not getting the same pressure we were getting before. And the quarterbacks are going to get better, and they're going to be able to recognize the scheme a little bit.
Yeah.
And so we got to get better pressure. And if that means we got to bring in Fletcher Cox, it means we got to bring in Williams from the Jets. We got to bring somebody in. And I think Keim is ready to do it. If he was willing to pull the trigger on Ertz on a 3rd round pick, was it 3rd round, right? I think it was
5th.
Okay, whatever. 5th round, whatever we gave up, that's fine. I mean, we don't need draft picks, dude. We need to win. We have a this year and next year window before Kyler gets paid. And then, then it becomes difficult to keep that defense together. And you're seeing that with the Chiefs, right? Because the Chiefs, they lost some defensive players. They lost some offensive line players, and they can't maintain that same level of consistency that they had.
Fuck. I'm actually going to admit this live on air. There was a part of me, a small part of me, that just wondered if we could win this game tonight.
Don't say it.
I mean, crazy things happen. What would be the perfect ending to Arizona sports? The perfect storybook ending would be all the pain and suffering that we've gone through, even just recently, and then randomly going 17-0 and randomly going to the Super Bowl and randomly getting a championship and having the perfect team.
If that would have happened, I'll guarantee you that we would have lost in the Super Bowl. We would have been the only 17-0 team to lose in the Super Bowl. That's what would have happened.
You never, ever, ever know. We'll never know now, but I admit, part of me started thinking that. But the things that I saw tonight, dude, the offensive line play that was so bad and the defensive line play that was just so atrocious.
Yeah.
And it was so out there and apparent. That's what worried me. I didn't really see Isaiah Simmons flying all over the ball this time either. Zaven Collins got hurt and shook up a little bit too. He came down on his shoulder. I don't remember seeing him later. I forgot about the Zaven Collins injury. I didn't see Budda Baker flying around there. Jordan Hicks led the team in tackles, and there was a few plays where Jordan Hicks met the dude two yards behind the line and then just got pushed forward. Zach Allen, I didn't see him making a bunch of moves. I saw Jordan Phillips get pressure just a few times.
I don't understand what happened there, because we saw that same action with Derrick Henry the first week, and he was getting stuffed behind the line.
JJ Watt effect, bro. JJ Watt was so good. People don't understand. He was slipping through double teamers, man. You could put him anywhere in the D line. He would have rocked that right guard that was a rookie, dude. He would have rocked him tonight.
Yeah. I mean, look,
JJ Watt effect. I think it's huge.
We got the Panthers at home. We got the Bears and the Lions.
We go to San Francisco next, right?
I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's very winnable games on this schedule that I'm not concerned like that the Colts we got them at home. I mean, obviously we got to play the Niners, Seahawks twice.
Lions should be a win.
And the Cowboys, that's going to be, I can't wait for that game.
Well, we've been waiting for a loss, man. We've been calling it.
Yeah.
We've been waiting. I've been waiting for the other foot to drop. I just was trying to be as humble as I could because I knew it could drop in a big way and it could drop in some fucking quicksand. And that's what I'm afraid is happening right now. I even said it in our group text.
I know. And here's the thing. Like, I understand with JJ Watt, like he didn't have the stats, right? But he did have a presence on that defensive line. He's still going to have that presence in the locker room. There's still a second opinion that's going to show up. I don't think he got it yet. So he may not be done for the season. But I think we have a lot of depth. I still think we have a lot of depth.
Man.
And we're going to have to scheme. We're going to have to scheme it with blitzes and some other things. And, I don't know if you were, I kept noticing after that Ringer article, watching First Down, we blitz on first down, like pretty much every play, run blitz or whatever. Like we're blitzing on first down. That's pretty much like been how we've been able to kind of like keep teams in third down. The problem is whether it was tackling, whether it was, just stuff in the line, or whether it was just like Aaron Jones was just running over people, but we couldn't do it tonight. And I think, the Packers obviously are like the elite teams. They played in an NFC Championship game last season. So, there's three teams.
They know how to get it done.
They know how to get it done. Aaron Rodgers knows what to do, and we saw that. They played that game. I think it's us, the Bucks, and the Packers.
What the fuck happened to AJ Green, man? That was perfect. That would have been a touchdown. I thought that was a touchdown. That looked like the perfect pass to him.
It was. He made that catch from Andy Dalton probably 100 times. And then even
Cliff Kingsbury called it a miscommunication, by the way.
Okay, so whatever it was, I mean, it definitely was that. It wasn't like this guy just like was like, I don't want to win the game anymore, because he's in a contract here. This guy needs to show up still. But that there was something up with him, because I don't know if you saw that earlier on that drive where he caught the pass and then he fell down, but he could, if he turned around, he would have had at least another like 5-7 yards to run.
Yeah, that was weird. There was a couple brain farts that he had tonight, bro.
Yeah. And I'm just going to chalk it up to being a short week. And I hate these Thursday night games. I think they don't do anything for us. I think it does more for the NFL to just be like, oh, we play games, 4 times a week or whatever, or 3 times a week, whatever, depending on what part of the season it is. But I just don't like Thursday night games. I think too many guys get hurt. The games are bad. The uniforms are terrible. I mean, it's just not a good.
How many games have been like 17-14, on Thursday night football?
I know. I think we had one.
It's a stupid
Seattle,
rule that
like a couple years ago.
Yeah. 6-6 tie was on Thursday night too, wasn't it?
That too.
Or was that Sunday night? Maybe that was Sunday night.
That might have been Thursday, Sunday night football. Yeah.
Don't ever wear these black on black jerseys again. I don't think we haven't won in them yet.
And I know Kyler is looking for new jerseys, and I want to see new jerseys.
We need them.
We need new jerseys, new helmets, a whole reason.
Fuck, man. Fuck. Bright side, we play the 49ers, which means we get to have our good friend Alex from 49ers Cutback come on next Wednesday. So that'll be fun. He's very insightful, and they've got a big game coming up this week.
I really want to see what he has to say, because Garoppolo, man.
He ain't happy.
No.
He ain't happy. Yeah. Michael Irvin did. He went off on A.J. Brown for not making that. Yeah, dude, somebody said on Twitter, did his controller die?
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, it was weird. That was a weird play. I don't know what he was doing.
I honestly don't want to talk about this anymore. I am just straight up bummed, and it doesn't feel like we're 7-1. So what better way to cheer up my day than you want to talk Suns real quick?
Yes, let's do it.
Fuck again, right? You know, I've never been in this camp before, so this is a new one for me. I am definitely in the feed DeAndre Ayton camp right now.
Yeah.
How
I saw. So I'm in a couple camps. I mean, first of all, we need to get campaign back as soon as possible. I do not like Elfrid Payton. His usage,
yeah, I'm on that too.
His usage is incredible, like way higher than it needs to be. He's not in the flow of the offense. Even though he can get buckets, it's not the way we get buckets. And then I saw a play, I think it was early in the fourth quarter. JaVale McGee, I think the thing with JaVale is that his energy the ball gravitates to his energy, right? And so he boxed out like Alex Len in the paint. CP3 threw him the ball from outside the 3-point line. Have you ever seen CP3 throw the ball from outside the 3-point line for a DeAndre Ayton post up? Ever?
Rarely.
Yeah. And if he's doing it, it's because he doesn't have Alex Len on him. He's got like a small,
right.
He's got a guard, right? So, and even in this game, I saw times where Ayton was posting up a guard. They would not give him the ball in the post. And I'm just like, this is just disrespectful. Like, this is so disrespectful. Like, we're letting JaVale McGee run fast breaks. We're letting JaVale McGee dribble handoff, do things that Ayton can do better than him, clearly. And I'm just, if I was DeAndre Ayton, I'd be really fucking pissed. Because I'd be looking at my team.
I saw this last year, though. There's something that I've always just wondered. Like, remember after the season, like a week after we lost the finals, these poker pictures came out, and it was all the guys and Torrey Craig, and they were all just chilling, playing poker. Do you remember those pictures that came out?
Yeah.
No DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
I have yet to see DeAndre Ayton sit on the sideline of like a Mercury game with all the dudes. I didn't see him at the Summer League.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, he's with his family. He's with his family. And I'm like, I know, but these dudes have family too, and they're here. So I'm always just kind of like, do they like him?
I think they like
honestly.
Him. I think from everything that they've said about him, they really like him. What
are they going to say otherwise, though? I mean, personalities clash, right? Things happen. You got to work with coworkers that you don't like, and you're not going to rat him out to your boss.
I really think that they like him as a dude. I think they really genuinely enjoy his presence. I think on the basketball court, they're unsure of his ability. Because, I mean, we saw it in this game, and we've seen it his entire career. When you throw the ball to this guy in the paint, you don't know if he's going to catch it every time, especially if it's low.
No, that's true.
If it's low, you don't know if he's going to catch it. And if he dribbles, there's a really good chance he fuck that up.
And here's my thing with Ayton. Like, I get that. He does such soft post-ups too, dude. Yeah, it's not like he's backing in there and he's like, no, ball. He's not putting up his mitten. He's not going like this. Yeah. No, he's standing straight up, flat-footed half the time, just kind of, I'm ready. Yeah, here. You know what I mean?
And it's one move.
He's doing things like that.
It's a turnaround. It's the same move. Turnaround move. It's not like I'm gonna push you all the way under the fucking rim and dunk in your face, Shaq on Chris Dudley style. Like, he doesn't do that shit.
No. Anybody that ever compares DeAndre Ayton to Shaq just based off of last year's playoff run or just last year in general just never saw Shaq play.
Didn't someone say that on Twitter and you went off on them?
Yeah, Kiz did. I love Kiz. He was one of the first over on the other pod. I love Kiz. But like, no. Like, Kiz, you were 19, my guy. You didn't watch him. You didn't watch Shaq play.
Yeah.
No. Shaq was the most dominant player I have ever seen.
All you got to do is go and watch that Chris Dudley play where he puts his nuts in his face and then just pushes him out of bounds softly. That's awesome. A beautiful play. It's a beautiful play.
That was awesome. I do love former Phoenix Sun great Chris Dudley's response to that, throwing the ball back at him
and saying, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah. What is he going to do? He just got nutted in his face on national TV. What else is he going to do, right?
And he was like a senator too at some point. He was like a senator.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was some politician.
The Suns' 3-point shooting and defense is an issue, but I remember their 3-point defense being a huge issue to start the year last year. So I don't like that that's a trend, but I know that that's something that can be coached in, and I'm okay with that to a point.
We haven't seen that because I don't know if you remember at the end of the season, but that scramble defense on 3-point shooting was
on fire. It was
machine.
Every single rotation was perfect, bro.
Yeah.
Last year, every single rotation.
Yeah,
and it's just not there.
I think the biggest issue I've seen is that, and this bothers me more because it's outside of their control. But in that game against the Kings, the Suns made a deliberate point to go to the rim. CP3 went to the rim. Book, Mikhail Bridges, Nader, everybody went to the rim. There was no foul calls. None.
Well, that's typical of last year for sure.
No, but they didn't go to the rim as much as that. I have to pull up a shot chart, but they went to the rim a lot more in that game. Like they were attacking the rim, and they did not get called.
But the no call thing, that's definitely a Phoenix Suns thing. We didn't get jack for calls last year, dog.
But you think that a team that went to the finals would have a little bit more respect on that?
Oh no. Of course not. No, we don't get that type of respect in Phoenix. Come on, man. We were held all game today, and we didn't get any of those calls. You give Green Bay one call on one of those, and they go 1st and 20. Like they're probably going to punt it, right? But we could never get one of those calls.
Where was the Red Sea, man? We did not get a single false start.
Man, hey, by the way, because they're all fucking Packers fans.
I know.
Any Cardinals fans that ever watch or hear and they sold their tickets to Packers fans, what the fuck were you doing, dog? Like, come on.
Yeah. No, that's bullshit, dude.
I'm
We did not get a single one. We were like the leading NFL in for however many years on those false starts. We didn't get a single one.
Oh no, it's doing it again. My mouse is hiding, but there it is.
Yeah.
I completely agree with Westville. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Good call, dude.
Yeah, you're right, dude. He needs to get mad. Have you ever seen him get mad? He's gotten confused. He's gotten a little upset on guys on defense, but he doesn't get fucking mad, and I want to see him get mad.
I want that too. Devin Booker's defense is atrocious, but he's trying to do so much on one end and he's conserving energy on the other. I get it. I don't agree with it, but we saw him take leaps and bounds strides when it really mattered. And not all stars play defense at this time of year. Let's just be completely honest, but it does need to shape up.
His defense on Barnes, like that's fine. Because there was
nothing else he could do.
He contested it. He was standing, he's pretty much underneath him for the most part. Like he did what he needed to do.
3-4 feet behind the line.
Yep. I mean, and he turned around over his off shoulder. I mean, it's fine. I'll live with that 3.
Mikhail Bridges. A lot has been coming up about Mikhail Bridges and his defense recently. I've always said I thought his off-ball defense was always better than his on-ball defense because when he was younger, he was able to get pushed around a little bit by LeBron and players like that. Not so much now, so I'm glad he stepped that up. But his off-ball defense, I always thought was A+, you know?
Yeah.
But you can't always lock every single player down, you guys. You just can't because now he's not only just hitting wide open shots, he's taking the ball to the rim. He's cutting left and right. He does his pump fake and then he'll step in and go for the floater or whatever. So when you're being when you're being asked to do more on the offensive side, your defensive side is just going to slip. Look at Kawhi when he was with the Spurs, right? His main thing was guard the other dude. Put all of your energy into guarding that guy and he would wind up with 14, 15 points a game, right? Yeah. But now Mikhail, or Kawhi, I should say, he's the offensive guy. So you're not going to see that defense like you did in San Antonio because there's so much going through him on the offense and you got to conserve energy somewhere. So that's kind of what's happening to Mikhail, I feel like, on ball defense wise. And everybody's just kind of, I've seen a lot of what is Mikhail doing or no more Mikhail jail type of tweets recently. And so I just wanted to address that real quick, that I think he's just doing more on the offensive side, taking away from defensive legs.
And I'll be honest, and this is the problem with Booker that he's done where he wants to take on Buddy Hield. That's Mikhail's matchup. It has to be. He has to be matched up on Buddy Hield. Because even when Booker was there, he's doing his stand-up, just put my arm up. And how many threes did he rain on him? Like at least 5.
Dude. Booker's slow feet to closeouts was exactly like it was the beginning of the year last year. And I got so mad about that. And it's the same thing. Again, it's fixable. There's a lot of things, but here's a big one for me. Here is the big one from last night. You were paying Chris Paul a whole lot of money to be benched in the fourth quarter and sit there.
It's early in the season, though.
I know.
I mean, look at LeBron, man. This guy's already missing games.
Dude, the Cavaliers beat the Nuggets. The Cavaliers just beat the Clippers. Cavaliers are coming in here Saturday night. We can, but we shouldn't start 1-4.
No, we can absolutely. Now we are in must-win territory. Not only for just record-wise, but we have to establish
Gain some confidence.
Exactly. Establish the team that we had last year. And I liked your tweet earlier when I think it was, I forget who was, or you retweeted or commented, but it was about how the Suns or Jay Crowder's playing. They said the team is playing like it's possession to possession basketball, like it's playoffs.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten into the groove yet. And it's clear because they're not playing up tempo. Like I see it. The tempo is not there. They need to fix that. They need to go back to running a lot of those double staggered screens for Chris Paul or for Booker. They need to get the ball into Booker's hand, have him bring the ball up, because everybody seems now they're like, oh, the trick is to just put pressure on CP3, the entire court, and it wears him down, or at least it bothers him. And we got to get out of it. We got to get the ball into Mikhail Bridges' hands. You guys saw that play. He took the ball. He went on. I think he just did like a pick and roll with Aiden and just took like a elbow jumper.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get the ball in his hands more and make decisions with it. I want to see that. I don't mind CP3 standing on the wing waiting for an open three, because he'll make that. He did that with Harden.
Yeah,
he knows what to do there. Let's get Mikhail the ball more. The fresh legs, the guy that's developed his game. Let's give him confidence. He's got paid. Let's see what he's got.
I am all in for that notion as well too. And I had another thought. Last year there wasn't a lot of breaks between games, and I saw that they practiced like
they never
14 or 15 total times the whole season, right? So my question is, because there was every other night a game, are we just not used to playing playing 3 games in the first 4 nights and then having 3 days off, and now we have a couple more days off? Like, do they just need to get into that groove? So we play on Saturday, we play Cleveland. Then we have 2 days off again, and we don't play until Tuesday, which is New Orleans. And then kind of from that point out, like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's like 14 straight games where it's every other day.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. Like, this team started in December last year, and they pretty much played every other day all the way through, was it July? Yeah, middle of July. Like, they pretty much played every other day through July.
Yeah.
And you notice it with the other teams that went deep in the playoffs, the Nets, the Bucks. Everybody's having problems.
Clippers, the Nuggets.
Nuggets. Everyone's trying to figure out where to be at. By the way, that Nuggets, that was their championship game. They can go home.
Yeah, that game. It's funny how the first game of the year is really swept under the rug a week later.
Yeah. They got the ring. They can go to sleep. But I mean, it's gonna, and that's the reason why James Jones built this team with the depth that we have. Even though I don't like Elfrid Payton, he's better than Javon Carter at this point, because he can get his own bucket.
What was dude that we had last year, number 55? I can't think of his name.
Oh, Damian.
No, not Damian Jones. The point guard won us the game, the last game against the Spurs.
Oh, you're talking about the vet. What's his name?
Yeah,
he's on the Magic. What's his name?
I've lost it.
Fuck.
I'll look it up.
You talking about the guy who hit the game winner against the Spurs, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I can't believe I can't remember it.
I mean, I know it's not Langston Galloway. It's
anybody in the chat know? Not Tyshawn Alexander.
Nope.
Etuan Moore.
That's the guy. Etuan Moore.
Yeah. See, that shows how important that he was. No, I think Elfrid Payton's better than Etuan Moore too.
Yeah, because his defense is really solid. I mean, his defense, on-ball defense, is good. And you don't need it you only need it for spurts, right? I mean, the problem with Javon Carter was that he was just undersized, and that's why we got Shamet, because he could shoot, but he couldn't really play make. He couldn't really cut and make those plays.
Well, Javon Carter wasn't handling the ball either at that point. He was an off guard.
Yeah, but he started. I mean, I remember when he would handle the ball like a year before that. Like, he was bringing the ball up and doing stuff, and I think I really think that second unit has to find its own identity. I don't think they found one yet because
they had to find it last year. Yep.
Yeah, because last year it was like it reminded me of that 2010 Suns team where it was just like, we're gonna come in, it's gonna be ball pressure, we're gonna fucking ram it down your throat, we're gonna shoot threes, we're gonna out hustle you, and we're gonna take whatever lead we had and expand it. That's what the team we had last year did too. They would do the same thing. This team has to find that. And I think that Shamet really hasn't found his role. He mentioned it. He's like, I'm not shooting as much. Cam Johnson said the same thing. I'm not shooting as much. I think Cam is trying to figure out, like, he's in a contract. He's going into potentially a contract year, so he has to figure out what he wants to do. I think he's trying to show that he can do more than just shoot threes. And it's like, bro,
Shamet?
No, Cam Johnson.
Okay, yeah.
So, and I'm like, bro, just shoot the threes, dude. You'll find the space to make those dunks. Like, you'll find the space to make those mid-range shots. But just keep doing what you normally do. Don't try to force it, because he has been forcing it a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not sold on starting Cam Johnson over Jay Crowder right now. Not the way Cam Johnson's performing. It's
no way.
I understand the argument, but it's not there.
It's not there yet because we're basing it off last year, what we saw in the playoffs. But at the same time, Jay has not been shooting the ball well, and his defense hasn't been tight.
They've got to find a way to win. This isn't playoff basketball. This is regular season basketball. They've got to find a way to win. They've got to get their footing. I hate that I was right that they were going to go on a losing streak to start the season. So we'll see how long this is. Let's go over some NBA scores for the night. You want to real quick?
Let's do it.
Weird things going on, by the way. Sixers took care of business against the Pistons, obviously.
Actually, while you do that, I'll be right back.
Yeah, Embiid with 30 points and 18. 30 and 18. Incredible. Wizards. Here's another thing. Wizards didn't make the playoffs last year. Not that 1-3 game series. No. They did not go and make a playoff run. The Wizards took care of business against the Hawks, and the Hawks are 3-2, even though John Collins had 28 and 12. Just another weird thing that's going on in the NBA right now. The Bulls took their first L of the season to the Knicks. DeMar DeRozan also had an air ball to win the game. So, I mean, Book didn't airball it, but, Book looked pretty bad. Westville, wonder if the finals loss is affecting them. I mean, probably. Maybe not so much the finals loss is affecting them. I think the finals run was affecting them. And they did things correct for so long. And it just kind of is right in front of them. And they just got to learn to find a way to win differently. That's all, Westville. Moving on, the Jazz took care of business against the Rockets. No match there. Get Christian Wood to Phoenix, please.
Yes.
Mavericks took care of business over the Spurs. The Spurs are no good. When are you going to trade Thaddeus Young? Y'all are no good. You're 1-4. And then the Grizzlies took care of business against the undefeated Warriors in overtime. So some weird things going on in the NBA. Amit, welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, the West, the East, everything is wide open right now because
everything is wide open.
There's been so much transactions with teams and players and
short time.
Another short season, and some young players that step up like Evan Mobley, and I mean, we'll see with some veterans what they do. I mean, the Lakers. Can we talk 1 minute about the Lakers real quick?
I wish I had a countdown clocker, but yeah, we can.
I know. I mean, I didn't see the game. I saw the highlights, how they blew a 26-point lead to the Thunder of all teams. Even though the Thunder has some talent, but they're young talent. Like, they're supposed to be scrappy. If they're down by 26, they should lose. But
that's my countdown clock.
There we go. And so it's funny because when I play pickup, I was talking with a bunch of Lakers fans and stuff, and they're like, yeah, no, they'll be fine. They're good. They'll be fine. And I'm like, they're not going to be fine. If LeBron James is already missing games, and honestly, I thought that they would win more games with Westbrook and AD together, just regular season games, because that combination should work. But the fact that Carmelo is in the clutch minutes, like, that's not going to work, dude.
Have fun with that on defense.
Have fun with that on offense, man. Have fun when that guy goes rogue and just starts launching airball threes.
I love watching Russ do that when there's been like 3 or 4 replays of him doing the exact same thing. And I'm talking about Russ getting kicked out of the game for like somebody going and dunking on the other side when it doesn't matter. I'm from the old school. It's like, no, you're not. You did that against us when we
Yeah.
had Bender and Josh Jackson. You
Yeah.
did that against, I think it was against Atlanta back in the day. Like he's done that before. Like, what a bullshit move, dude. What a
You know,
puss type of move.
It's funny, dude, because like, yeah, I mean, they're a bunch of young guys. Like, what do you expect them to do? Like, they're excited. They just came back from 26 points to beat you. Like, I remember, like, when I would play in leagues and, like, the other team, like, if the game was over, they would still be trying to shoot. And I'm like, man, that's bullshit. You're not supposed to do that. But I'm like, why not? Like, we're just playing. Like, I'm just trying to get buckets.
Here's what I learned. I coached a freshman team that was not good. Literally had no talent. Love the kids. No talent. Won 1 game all year. Okay. So I was in development mode. We're not going to win games. That's fine. Freshman's about developing. So I was just all about developing, right? And there were games we were losing by 30 or 40, dude. They just kept piling it on. And I looked to my assistant coach and I said, this is BS. He was the JV coach at the time. He's like, one thing I've learned, man, they're just going to do their thing. And they're trying to get better every single day.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to do what they're going to do. Nothing you can do about it.
Exactly.
So
you can't get mad at people trying to keep playing the game. I mean, they're just having fun.
Yep. Shit, man. Really weird time in Arizona sports, considering we came on here a week ago and the world couldn't touch us, you know? So I want to leave with some words of wisdom. And that is, I got 2 things, words of wisdom. 1, be humble. 2, don't get into sports.
Nope.
Don't get into sports because then it could lead to betting and then it leads to heartbreak and then it leads to drinking. Don't do sports. Amit, words of wisdom. What do you have?
So it's really funny because as you talk about like this, like we take it way too seriously than we should. And it's funny because
I admit I do.
I mean, we all do, dude.
Sure.
Like
it's because we love it. It's passion. It comes from different places.
I've broken remotes when the Cardinals have lost to the 49ers. When Steve Nash got traded, I got fucking hammered that night. It was 4th of July and created a scene. So we take it more seriously than we should. It's funny because I
want to hear more about that story sometime, but go on.
Oh my God. That was not a good night. My wife was so fucking mad at me. But yeah, I'll tell that story. I still got to tell my Diamondback story from the World Series at some point. But so my son, he goes to school here in LA, and he was like, his teacher is a diehard LA everything, and she said to him, and I don't know the context. I'm assuming it was a joke because I don't think a person would talk to a child and say, she basically is like, oh, Arizona teams are junk, and that's what he said to me. And I'm like, she's joking. Don't worry about it. But I'm like, look, dude, whose house? Card's house. We went there, we won. We go to Lakers, we won. We went to Clippers, we won. ASU went to UCLA and won. Like, we win. He is in a very, he's in a very lucky stage of his life where he sees all these teams winning. Like, I remember him telling me, when do the Suns ever lose? That's what he said to me last year. It's like, when did the Suns lose? The Cardinals went 7-0. And he just expects them to win every game. Tonight, like I was putting him to sleep. I had my phone on watching the game on Amazon Prime, and he's just like, who's winning? I'm like, Cardinals are about to win this game. I said that to him. I'm like, Cardinals about to win this game. And then the pick.
Should have.
and then he's like, well, you said they were going to win the game. I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I'm just telling you, but I'm like, don't let that impact your whole life. Like, just sleep it off. We're good, man. We're not 1-7. We're 7-1. We're still in a prime chance to advance to a bye in the first week of the playoffs. We have at least 3 games that we should win. And then probably the Niners and the Seahawks, that's probably maybe 50-50 games. Because 2 of those are on the road. I mean, and I'm excited about
Cardinals early reports believe Kyler Murray has a PCL sprain, a mild sprain in the knee, 1 to 2 weeks. A severe sprain is 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay. So that's not what we want to hear. Okay, so what that means is
Now I'm jumping off the edge, bro.
Now you're jumping off.
Now I'm going over the fucking cliff and I'm noosing myself.
Well, you can do that, but
shit.
Look, what's the game after the Niners? Let me look real quick.
Kyler Murray said after the game, guy rolled up on him on the last play.
Okay.
Said he's fine.
Look, dude, we got the Niners and we got the Panthers at home. If it's 2 weeks, Colt McCoy can hold us over for 2 weeks. No? Brent Hundley did it on the road in Seattle.
Let's see what that offensive line does. I don't trust the offensive. I think Colt McCoy could. Colt McCoy with that offensive line. Colt McCoy with the offensive line we saw tonight? No.
But Hudson's supposed to come back. And we have 10 days off.
Dude, what a thing to break over the podcast, huh? Right when we were at the tail end.
I mean, really, like the next 4 games are really winnable. The next 5 out of 6 games are winnable. We get the Bears, Seahawks, Niners, Panthers, and Lions. The Rams game at home, it's at home, so there's an advantage there, but maybe not. Let's see what happens.
Man. I do want to give one more shout out here. I think Max Williams won. Oh, let's do that one. Won Halloween. Did you see this, by the way?
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That's baller.
I think Max Williams definitely wins Halloween this year. This is great content for anybody listening and not watching. Oh, fuck, dude. PCL sprain 1 to 2 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks.
What is a PCL?
The ligament. It's like the MCL or LCL, but I think it's the back one.
Let's see real quick.
Because it's the post, yeah.
In the knee?
Posterior.
Oh, it's in the knee. Oh, it's in the knee. Fuck. But did you notice, like, as soon as Kyler started running, like the offense started going?
That and they were okay. It's like on the inside of the knee. I don't really need to. I'm not going to get into that, but it's. Yeah, I saw that. I saw once we started going no huddle, we started doing better.
Yeah, but that RPO that we haven't run, because if you notice, he only had like 140 yards rushing the whole season. Last year he had like 900 or some ridiculous number, and he wasn't running the ball, and he kind of was just like, "Fuck it, dude. We need to get the offense going. I'm going to start moving the ball myself." Which is probably why he got hurt.
What did you think of PETA coming out today and saying we need to change the name of the bullpen to the arm barn? Did you see that?
They said? No, I didn't see that.
So, yeah, PETA came out and said this. Liberate the language in baseball. Replace bullpen with the word arm barn. Now, I saw this take before, so it's not my own, but I completely agree with it. George Reister on Reister or Wrong and the Pac-12 podcast, excuse me, a podcast of champions, excuse me, I'm forgetting which one it's called. He came out and said, like, look, just because PETA says that, I'm not going to do it, but we should definitely use the term arm barn.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool, but like,
I kind of agree.
But okay, but like they're saying that about like baseball, but like we use the term in corporate world, like bullpen. Like it's like that. If you worked in corporate world, it's like that office space in the middle where all the sort of like individual offices go around, and they have that center area where it's called a bullpen. What do you call that then? And look, I believe I'm a supporter of PETA. I've given money to them. Like, you know, I'm a vegetarian myself. Try to be vegan as much as possible. But like sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. We
don't step out of your reach. Know your lane. And 100-year tradition in baseball, that ain't gonna change. I am disappointed to hear that you're a vegetarian because now I can't invite you over for my amazing ribs or amazing steak. So
well, you can season that tofu, that seitan the same way, bro.
You can. I will let you take care of that while I am tending to my deliciousness over here.
Well, you make the marination, and I'll throw it in there.
Wow. PCL sprain, Kyler Murray. This is what I'm talking about. This is waiting for the other shoe to drop, and that shoe is dropping. We just don't know if it's going to be dropping on cement or dropping in some quicksand. So we'll see, man. Arizona sports. There is just something about it that sucks. Whew. Unfortunately for me, Arizona State basketball is right around the corner. We start a week from Tuesday, and I just don't know if I'm quite ready to see my heart get broken yet again. But there's a lot of sports going on. World Series is tied at 1-1. Have you caught any of the World Series games, bro?
No, I haven't. I can't watch the Astros, man. A bunch of cheaters.
Facts.
So
that's why I'm watching, is to have the Braves win.
yeah, I mean, as soon as the Dodgers lost, I just want the Braves to win. I don't know anything about. I saw Freddie Freeman. I seen a little bit, when they were playing the Dodgers, just to make sure the Dodgers would lose. But yeah, man, I can't follow it when there's cheaters, and it seems to be like baseball's always cheaters. We'll never know about Gonzo, though, right? Will we ever know about that?
I have my own opinions about Gonzo. Outside of that, I really have no idea. Ty, yeah, we talked about that, bro. I blamed it specifically on Moore.
Yeah.
AJ Green did a weird effing thing too, and that cost us the game. It's definitely more than one person here. Rondale Moore doesn't touch it or go for it or clean catches it. We're not talking about anything there. Rondale Moore just lets that ball go over him. Start the ball at the 25. We probably don't run that play, or it's a different circumstance, or, maybe it's going to be in the middle of the hash instead of on the far left side. Like a million different things trickle from there.
Well,
so.
it's a butterfly effect, because if he doesn't have that fumble, he doesn't try to run it out of the end zone to make up for that play.
Yeah.
And then we don't get caught that deep. And then Kyler probably, if he throws that pick, it's not as bad.
Well, we don't even start the play on the left hash either, so we probably don't even run a screenplay to the left side.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it just compounds itself when you do that stuff. And with all that, we still almost won the game. We almost won the game.
I know. And as bad as the Suns looked last night, Devin Booker had a chance to put us up 2. And if you go up 2 at the very end, you make that, then it's a different play on the other side too, right? Yeah. The butterfly effect. Things happen. So, like, I get it, but holy fuck, right?
It sucks. But I mean, dude, imagine where we were. Like, so come on. No, we have to think about it. We have to put it in perspective. We have to put it in perspective, though. Like, I'm 40, bro. Like, I watched the Cardinals. I was a Cardinals fan in the early 90s.
Yep.
I went to games and watched the Raiders kick the fucking shit out of us. The Lions kick the fucking shit out of us in Sun Devil Stadium. Garbage stadium, by the way.
Hot as all hell.
I mean, yeah, like, I saw Raiders, like obese Raiders guys in the upper deck take their shirts off and doing the Cabbage Patch in fucking 110 degrees in preseason. Like, and I'm still a fan. And now we're good. Like, we don't get these. We're not the Patriots. We're not the Packers. Like, this is a little bit different because we have these really long spells where we suck with the Suns, even though it's just only that period really where the Suns suck, maybe like a little part of the 80s where they suck. Like, if those are your 2 teams, like, fuck the Diamondbacks, whatever. They don't want to win anyways. But if those are your own 2 teams, you have to feel good. We just came off the finals. We're 7-1 with Kyler looking like an MVP candidate, even though he didn't even play. He didn't even throw a touchdown, and he still almost won this game. Like, he was definitely the MVP on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, dude, it'd be different if we didn't have the organizations that we have now, where they're actually built to win, right? It's not Bill Bidwell. It's Michael Bidwell. He wants to win. It's not, we have obviously Robert Sarver. We're going to see what happens with that. But Larry Fitzgerald is involved, and he's going to win. And if he has an opportunity to buy out Sarver, he's going to put together a package with Barkley, with a bunch of other people, and let's pray that happens. But I feel good, man. James Jones, he knows what he's doing. Steve Keim, they know what they're doing. I trust in those guys.
I got one foot on the ledge and the other foot's about to fall off the cliff. Arizona sports fans, it's a tough one out there for us. I'm glad for everybody being able to come in and hang out with us. Please like and share this video out. Subscribe to us. We really appreciate it. Finally got up to 60 subscribers. So go you guys. Shout out to ASAP Sports Network. Really, really happy to be partnering with them. Check them out, asapsportsnetwork.com. Can't wait to get on with Freddie and them boys sometime and talk some hoops. We got some hoops coming up for the Suns on Saturday night. Big game for Arizona State against Washington State during the day. Maybe even a bigger game at night with UCLA and Utah. If UCLA can find a way to win and the Sun Devils find a way to win, all of a sudden, there we are, sitting right at top of the Pac-12 South again, which is where we want to be. I need that win. Cavaliers, obviously, Suns aren't going to play on Sunday. We'll probably come to you Sunday night. We'll have to do a recap. We're going to know more about some of the injury situation by then, hopefully with the Suns, with the Cardinals. We're going to know about Arizona State. So I definitely want to go heavy onto them a little bit on Sunday. And then next Wednesday.
We're treating on Sunday.
Oh, that's right. It is Halloween, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Maybe we could do some earlier in the day.
Potentially, since nothing's going on, maybe during my son's nap time, that'd be great. Yeah, I would love to check in on Sunday. We'll try to get some sort of content out, even if it's just a 30-minute quick pod. We'll do something real quick. We'll load it up and get it out to you guys. And then next Wednesday, we're going to be back with y'all again. But, man, tough game, y'all. Bird Gang, Red Sea, We Are the Valley, all that stuff. Yeah.
Forget sports. Are you dressing up for Halloween?
We are. Me and the wifey are going as the couple from Greece, and my son is going as Darth Vader. We waited too long, and I couldn't find a Star Wars costume. We waited way too long, and they were all sold out.
That's
So,
awesome.
But my son's going as Darth Vader. His first time trick-or-treating as a little 3-year-old with his nephew. So it'll be fun, man. What about you? What are you dressing up as?
So my wife went to Costco, got my son the Mandalorian costume. There you go.
That's what's up.
I'm down with that.
I agree, Ty. I'm all with that.
I'm on 100%. So I was like, well, let me get a Boba Fett just to make it in the same like time period. So I got a Boba Fett costume. My wife is going as Rey, which I'm like, okay, like it doesn't fit the timeline. She's like, I don't care. It's a DIY.
You should.
Well, I said, look, if you're gonna do that, if we're going out of that, then you should be doing the Princess Leia bikini thing. Like that's what I'm about.
That was almost going to be my costume.
Yeah, exactly. And the baby's going as a baby Yoda, baby Grogu. I don't know what the fuck, whatever. Yeah. None of this shit's consistent, but we're all
or I've always joked that maybe my wife could be like C-3PO or Jabba or something. I'll be Slave Leia, and my son be the little guy that sits next to Jabba and laughs all the time.
Oh, the little like thing that he gets eaten or whatever.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No, the little laughy thing that's sitting next to him.
With the big ears, right?
The big ears going up, and
that's funny.
Well, that's cool, man. You're gonna have a good time with the family. Gonna get fat off that candy. Gonna get all that. Gonna let the kids indulge a little bit Halloween night, or are you the type of parent that says you only get 3 pieces or something?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I eat all his candy. He doesn't get it. Like fuck that, dude. I'm not giving it to him. He took candy and hid it under his bed, and I didn't know about it until I happened to reach. I'm like, why are there nerds under here? He's like, yeah, I've been hiding candy under my bed. I'm like, where you get this? It's like that, that drug commercial where it's like, I learned it from you, Dad. Like, it's just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're just hiding candy in your bed. Like, you can do that shit. You're only 5.
It's my son's first night, and we're actually going to do some on Saturday and Sunday. So nice. Saturday, we're hoping that he'll enjoy it and we can go Sunday. But if it's not a good experience, like obviously we won't. But when we go Saturday night, it's Saturday night. I really don't care. I'll probably have a few drinks. I'm going to let him indulge, dude. I mean, he's 3, so he's not going to eat like all of it. But if he gets to like 10 pieces, I'll be like, okay, I'm good with that. It's your first time, man. Enjoy it.
They get a stomach ache, bro. They will throw up. So you got to be careful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm hoping they just get like a bunch of the little ones, not like the big ones.
Yeah.
But I'll let him indulge a little bit. It'll be good. Watch out for the sickness, kids, and watch out for people putting shit in your kids' stuff. Always inspect that. Yeah. Words of wisdom we already did, but I'll do it one more time. Trade Jordan Phillips for Fletcher Cox. I'm right there. Yes. He's on Fire podcast, you guys. Thank you again for coming along. Was not the most fun tonight. What wrong with you? know what? I'm glad I'm making on. Talked me off the ledge a little bit. I'm there, but I'm backed up a little bit. Good therapy session.
It's all fun.
Be positive. He's on Fire Podcast.
Urkavici sets.
Peace, guys.
Loads up. And it is caught. Down strong. Blitz coming. Matthews. Palmer extending the play. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald.
If he scores, it's over.
It's insane. To the 4-yard line.
Crowder looking, throws it alley. Oh! He puts it down. He puts it down. They're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia just out.